All right, so we're going to talk about 1.7, which is basically combining like terms, distributive property, that kind of stuff. If you didn't watch the video for 1.6, the textbook video, you really should because it's a really good video on the expressions and the rules on how to do those rules. So before we do anything with combining like terms, we need to talk about what a term is. A term is when you have something that is separated by a operation for like addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Um, but they can be a variable and a number together. Negative 9x squared, that's one whole term. 3, that's a term. 4x, that's a term. 2x squared y to the fourth is only one term. If I would have had negative 9x squared plus 3, that is two terms because you have one there and one there, so you have a total of two terms. Now, in addition to term, you need to know what a coefficient is. A coefficient is the number in front of a variable. For example, if you have 9m, the coefficient is 9. That is important to know when you combine like terms. If you had 8, the coefficient is equal to 8 because there's no variable on it. So let's talk about actually combining like terms. When you are going to combine like terms, that means you're adding or subtracting terms together. You want to look at the coefficients and you want to look at the variables. So let's say that I wanted to look at 8x squared plus 2x. The first thing you want to do is look at your variables, okay? So I have an x squared and I have an x. Are they the same? In order for them to be the same, you have to have the same variable and the same exponent. This is a 2, this is a 1, not the same. So this is not like terms. But let's look at 10r minus 7r. Now, we look at the variables. Are they both the same? Yeah, they're both r's. So they are like terms. Now, if I said combine like terms, you then only look at the coefficient. You have a 10 minus 7. What's 10 minus 7? 3. Variable stays the same. And that's how you combine like terms. You can only combine them if the variables are the same, and then you only look at the coefficients. All right, let's look at this. Negative 5x minus 4x. Sorry, didn't realize it was. So, do we have like variables? Yes. So look at the numbers in front. I have a negative 5 and I have a negative 4. What's negative 5 plus a negative 4? Negative 9, variable stays the same. All right. 6 minus 3x minus x minus 2 minus 5x. So let's look at only our variables. We have a minus 3x, a minus x, and a minus 5x. So that means I need to combine negative 3. What's in front of here? A negative 1, and here's a negative 5. So I have a negative 3, a negative 1, and a negative 5 that I'm combining. What's a negative 3 plus a negative 1 plus a negative 5? Negative 9. So I have negative 9, variable stays the same. Look at my whole numbers. 6 minus 2 is a positive 4. Now, I'm not giving this question to be mean. It's like your homework. Okay? So let's say I had 14 over 9k plus 13 over 9 minus 2k plus 2/9 plus 2/9 k minus 6. Okay, wish I had a highlighter to show you this. We're going to look at only our k's. That didn't work. Here's a k. We always do the sign in front of it. Okay, so now I have 14 over 9, negative 2, and 2 over 9. Let's add our fractions first, because those are two easy numbers. The denominator is already the same. What's 14 plus 2? I have 16 over 9 minus 2. So I would need to take that and make the 2 a fraction. So I now have 16 over 9 minus 2 over 1. Still need a common denominator. What's it going to be? It can't be 1 because 9 won't go into 1. It has to be 9. So this is times 9, giving you negative 18. And this is times 1 is 16. So now what's 16 minus 18? Negative 2 over 9. So now my variable is negative 2 over 9k. Now I need to add my whole numbers. So then once again, what's 13 plus 2? So I have 15 over 9 minus 6. 13 plus 2 is 15. 15 over 9 is over 6. Then make this a fraction over 1. 15 over 9 minus 6 over 1. Denominator of 9. So this is times 1, which is 15. This is times 9, which is negative 54. 15 minus 54 is negative 39 over 9. Oops, sorry. Mistake number 1 for me. Now, this one's not done. You can reduce this by 3, which would give you negative 13 over 3. So this would be, the negative actually goes in front. Now, I wasn't trying to be mean. You have one just like that on your homework. Okay, so let's add like terms and combine with distributive property. So in 1.6, you learned what the distributive property was. The distributive property takes this number times this. And what it basically means is you have two sets of this. So you have 2 3t's and 2 1's. So you multiply the numerator, the coefficient times 2. What's 2 times 3? 6. Variable stays the same, plus 2 times 1. Don't forget that second part. A lot of people do. So let's combine this with adding like terms. 4t plus 3 times 1 minus 5t. All right, we do the distributive property first. I'm going to cover this up. It's a positive 3. What's 3 times 1? 3. Minus, what's 3 times 5? 15t. And then the 4t comes down. This was a positive, so it's plus. So now we look at our variables. 4t minus 15t. Coefficients only. What's 4 minus 15? Negative 11t plus your whole number comes down. We're going to do one more like this. Negative 3 times 5y minus 6 plus 2 times 3y plus 5. So let's distribute. What's negative 3 times a positive 5? Negative 15y. What's negative 3 times a negative 6? Plus 18. Plus, what's 2 times 3? 6y. Plus, what's 2 times 5? 10. I'm sorry, my y's are different. I do that all the time. So, negative 15, positive 6 is negative 9y. I think I did that right. And then 18 plus 10 is 28. And that's your answer.